My ex-boyfriend used hidden cameras, capturing multiple intimate photos, videos of me without my knowledge or consent. He also created compromising animations, all for the purpose of extortion, blackmail. Hi all, 34 female here. I'm not looking for advice. I just want to share my story. Many years back, I dated a man-child, relatively the same age as myself. We got along quite well. He presented gentlemanly, hospitable, kind, and loving. In hindsight, things escalated quite quickly. We went from being friends to being exclusive within a month. Not enough time to truly know someone. This story is quite lengthy. I'll do my best to shorten it without leaving out integral details. We saw each other daily. We mostly hung out at his home. That was fine with me in the beginning, as I'm rather introverted. Couple months into our relationship, I started to question why we weren't leaving the house, why we weren't going out and experiencing new things and trying out new hobbies. His responses were always cloudy. He always tried to redirect the conversation, thinking I was truly stupid and couldn't tell that this was an obvious avoidance tactic. That was the point where I started to become curious, and from there it went downhill. I'm not an intrusive person, but considering he was my partner, I had a right to inquire as to why we were isolating ourselves. After some mild questioning for a few weeks, I noticed he began to create distance. This noticeable change was hard to ignore, and pretty much confirmed my suspicions. However, I'm not going to make a decision based on assumptions. I'm ashamed to admit this, but one night while he was sleeping, I went through his phone. I still feel disgusting even though I found 100% proof that I was the side chick. I could not believe it. I still can't. I was with this person daily. It obviously confirmed why we were so confined to his home, but it was perplexing because she had no idea about me. It was about 2 a.m. when I looked through his phone. There was no way I could sleep beside him for the remainder of the morning, so I quietly got out of bed, collected my things, and went home. The next day, I believe he realized what had happened. However, he never contacted me to see why I left. Things remained silent for the entire day, and then I received a phone call later that evening. I confronted him. Again, I'm ashamed to say that I did take photos of the evidence as I knew he would try to gaslight me. The fury in his voice was palpable. He did what a usual abuser would do and blame me for going through his phone while totally ignoring his infidelity. It was utterly pathetic. He had created this delusion that I was going to contact the other girlfriend and tell her all his wrongdoings, all his infidelity, lying, cheating, etc. I would have done this, however. While I was looking through the phone, I realized that this girl was very sheltered. She was completely oblivious of what was going on. I was afraid that he would retaliate against myself and her, and I thought to myself that eventually she would find out. I do regret not informing her. However, my decision was my decision, and I can't change that. This is where my nightmare begins. He was so paranoid and confident that I was going to contact his girlfriend, that he would constantly call me daily and make vague threats against me. I persistently advised him that I would not contact her. All I wanted was for him to fuck off, leave me alone, and never speak with me again. That was my only request. He obviously didn't take my kind words well, and he continued to harass me. Only a few days later, things completely erupted. His paranoia exceeded levels I've never seen before. He sent me a threatening message with the context being, "I have compromising photos of you, and I will release them," as he believed that I would ruin his relationship. I couldn't believe the delusion. No matter what I said, no matter how I phrased it, I even had my mom speak with him at one point, but it was useless. I sent him a message stating that if this was true, and if he messaged me again, I'm going to call the cops. 5 minutes later, I receive 11 messages in succession. A few were videos, photos, and personalized animations of myself. I had never seen these images, videos, and animations before. These were taken without my consent. These were extremely intimate and compromising. Unbeknownst to me, he had cameras set up around his room. These weren't just threats. These were screenshots of these images, videos, and animations uploaded on various sharing sites. Luckily, he lacked intelligence. He sent me the evidence. There was nothing I could do to stop the uploads. I immediately went to the police. They did manage to take some down, however, there were no promises, as once a photo is uploaded, it could be immediately archived. This has forever altered my life. I don't see your relationships the same. I can't be intimate. I can't form strong bonds. I become apathetic. I'm forensically observant. I have difficulty trusting everyone, even my family, and so much more. In conclusion, the police were rather efficient and treated me well. I was granted an immediate protection order, family violence order. He broke that quickly and called my phone, trying his best to apologize, begging to drop the charges. He's so pathetic that he got his mummy to ring me and tried to persuade me. I immediately called the police, and they took immediate action. This ended up going to court. I won. It's not the result that I wanted, however, he did get his name on that good old sex offenders registry, which is far more egregious than people may think. Nevertheless, this is beyond life-changing. To all who have gone through this, I'm sorry, and I feel your pain. Cheers for listening to my story. I know it was long, but I hope it was a good read. Be careful around the people who you think you trust. I know that's quite nihilistic and pessimistic. These are some of the unfortunate aspects of life. It's quite paradoxical. Humans are social creatures, but many humans are pure rat shit.